and let's talk about how Mr. Diamond can benefit from some things available.
Sure. Thank you, Todd. And so, as you mentioned actually earlier, I mean, it's very difficult to be able to predict one's death. And I mean, Mr. Diamond may be quite proactive in terms of trying to create a robust group of companies, a robust empire that would facilitate succession to his children in an effective manner. But as Todd said, we can't predict when his death might be, and we can't predict what sort of circumstances may come up prior to Mr. Diamond's death. And so at that point, it's really necessary for Mr. Diamond to look at guarantees that would be able to cover many of the liabilities that we've mentioned already, such as tax liabilities, liquidity risks, replacement costs, etc. And really, life insurance is a solution that Mr. Diamond needs to be looking into that would be able to provide a guaranteed death benefit in that case. And really, to be able to facilitate these type of policies, I wanted to just bring up the corporate diagram that would be able to shed some more light on a potential scenario that would be advantageous for Mr. Diamond. Anchor, would you mind pulling up the corporate diagram? And so, Todd, did you want to just give a brief introduction to the audience about the structure?
Yeah, so this is just your basic, standard, boring estate freeze, right? So in Canada, for those of you in the US, we can't do estate freezes in the United States, and most other countries, I would say the same is true. Essentially, for those of you in Canada, all we're really talking about doing is freezing, limiting, mitigating, or otherwise capping the tax risk, capping the value of the companies that you own, and pushing the future growth up into a trust. Now, in this particular case, we've gone to a jurisdiction that John has spent a good part of his working career in Barbados, where they do not have the Statute of Elizabeth. They do not have the same onerous legislation or the same onerous case law even that we have in Canada. So what we've done is set up a trust to have all the future growth go to, so we protected the assets. In doing all of this, we've created a conduit to be able to move money from UAE, from USA, from Capital Co. and Sherco. All the money can be moved up to the trust, and it can be pushed back into this company, a special purpose vehicle we're calling Sherco. And in this case, we're putting in maybe $1 million a year into a life insurance policy. And Jordan, explain why we put so much money into a life insurance policy. Explain what it will do for the client, for Mr. Diamond. Explain the tax benefits, and explain the benefit to the family.
Sure, absolutely. And so within this specific example, we would have, we'd be recommending either a universal life insurance policy or a whole life insurance policy, as opposed to a term life insurance policy. I mean, term life insurance policies, they do have their benefits, certainly, but one of the shortcomings is that they become quickly unaffordable as the insured advances in age. So I mean, really above the age of 50 or the age of 60, for example, when term life insurance policies are renewed, the net cost of pure insurance increases substantially, perhaps at a twofold or a threefold level. And so that's why oftentimes, for example, like Mr. Diamond, with the type of tax liabilities that he would have with such a substantial asset portfolio, as well as combined corporate value, permanent life insurance policies are oftentimes much more prudent to be able to guarantee the correct or the desired return on their investment. As life insurance that's held within a corporation, permanent life insurance specifically, grows tax-free in its cash surrender value, and there is no tax that will be payable either on the death benefit of the insurance policy. Linking back really to the value of a guarantee, I mean, this structure itself provides many benefits to Mr. Diamond without the insurance. I mean, there's the ability to multiply the capital gains exemption. There's the ability to be able to pass future tax liabilities on to the next generation. But corporate restructuring, corporate planning like this is possibly subject to change according to changing legislation in the jurisdiction that the planning has been done. But life insurance policies with a guaranteed cash surrender value are not. And so that's why it's oftentimes prudent to be able to combine life insurance with conventional tax planning, just to be able to add an additional layer of protection for the client when upon their death, as well as upon potential disability or critical illness of the insured. But within the specific structure that we have here, the insurance policy, it's designed to really pick up from where the estate freeze leaves off, and so cover future tax liabilities that are not provided by the capital gains tax exemption, to be able to cover estate taxes that are again not provided for by the estate freeze itself, as well as key person expenses that would be incurred upon the death of Mr. Diamond. And then the funding structure that we have here would enable Mr. Diamond to move funds through the holding company, through the trust, back down into the insurance company, where the InsureCo, which is a special purpose vehicle, where the premium will be paid every year. From there, on the right side of the diagram, we have a funding mechanism pictured that would enable the Mr. Diamond to be able to enhance his personal cash flow by using an asset of the special purpose vehicle in the insurance policy itself. And so we have pictured here a $250,000 premium that will be paid from the insurance, from the special purpose vehicle towards the insurance company. From there, there would be a collateral assignment of the life insurance policy and all of its value to a bank or financial institution. In return for receiving the collateral assignment, the bank would then issue a loan, which in some cases can be 100% equivalent to the premium that's being paid out every year towards a life insurance policy. So shortly after making the insurance premium, then Mr. Diamond would be receiving a $250,000 loan that would be received tax-free from the bank. And so that loan would either be received personally by Mr. Diamond, or the loan could also be repaid back to the special purpose vehicle to finance payment of the premiums on an ongoing basis. But if Mr. Diamond seeks personal cash flow, the advantage is that there would not be any income tax to be payable upon the receival of this loan. And there would not be any dividend taxes payable by a special purpose vehicle either, to be able to issue a dividend to Mr. Diamond. So the main needs that are being taken care of here are tax liabilities, key person expense liabilities that would be incurred by Mr. Diamond, but at the same time, it would be ensuring a tax-free cash flow towards Mr. Diamond every year. So it would benefit him not only upon his death, but also on an ongoing basis while he's alive.
Thank you, Jordan.